Ready Check Radio. What's up, Internet? It's Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. That means it's time for the Relic Grind, Ready Check Radio's Final Fantasy XIV Square Enix podcast. We're doing the show live on twitch.tv/ReadyCheckRadio. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, we appreciate it. While you're there, give us, a thumbs up, a comment, feed the algorithm, that type of thing. Subscribe, tell all your friends, notifications, all that stuff. Head on over to ReadyCheckRadio.com. That's RAIDEO.com. Socials are in the upper right-hand corner. You can click them all, follow us, support us, share us. That's the best way you could show support if you like what we do. And, of course, stop on by live. We've got chat hanging out, ready to give their points. We've got a lot to talk about, I'm sure. Predictably, we're going to be talking about the Asmon one himself, the Gold one himself, the Asmongold one himself. Definitely a topic. Now that he has been playing Final Fantasy XIV for a little while, we'll see if our predictions of the way things went held true, and if we kind of feel the same way now as we did before he started streaming the game, and a lot more. So it's not going to be all Asmon all the time here, but we got some other stuff to talk about too. Joining me, Mike Byrne, your host as always, Mr. Chris Montoya, a.k.a. Tarkot, sounding a little froggy. I offered to give him the day off. He declined. He said, no, chat depends on me.
That's true. I'm a good soldier. Whether I'm under the weather or not, I'm here. Good to go.
It is rather foggy behind you. I mean,
it is rather foggy,
has
but
contributed to your breathing issues.
Yeah, it's not fog. It's actually smoke from the tower in the back. So
it's very smoky.
Yeah, very smoky.
I
should probably go somewhere else.
Yeah, you probably should. Also on the line, Adam Lane, aka Kronos. What's up, sir?
What's going on? I'm a terrible soldier, dude.
You joined the chat a little angry. Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm not even mad. I told you, it's just like the resting face. I can't help it.
Yeah, we were like, hey, Kronos,
face.
what's up? Both Tark and I were like, what's up, Kronos? He's like, yeah.
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 Oh, man.
Our fourth host joining us, looking buff and swole and ready to go, Yuna. What's up, Yuna? With a maxed out sphere grid.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. So swole.
So swole. Yuna, I'm sure, will provide valuable input as we go along with all of our topics. What do you mean you can't see her? I know you could see her. I mean, I got it right on the screen. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Your Twitch is broken.
Delay.
Your Twitch is broken.
Well, the funny thing is, I think that might have been like a double joke, right? Because it's John Cena. You can't see her, right?
Yeah. I know. But I wasn't going to feed that because that's Yuna. That is not, I don't know who their chat is talking about.
This is a Square Enix show, okay?
Yeah,
Not a WWE show.
That is Yuna. I can clearly see Yuna. Clearly. Anyway, yes, Final Fantasy XIV has broken its Steam concurrent user record this past week, and I'm sure you're shocked and amazed and have no idea what would have led to this amazing increase in players. Now, to be fair, though, again, this is one platform, right? We're talking about Steam. Mm-hmm. That's it. I would venture a guess that most of us that have been playing this game for a long time aren't playing on Steam. I did. I owned the software on Steam and the standalone software. But when they stopped, because I wanted the Steam trophies and like the time played and all that stuff. But then when they like unlinked those and didn't let you, I was like, fuck it, I'm never buying the Steam software again. Forget it. So I don't play on Steam anymore. So one sample size, but a decent sample size to go by. It has crushed its previous concurrent record. We are now at over 47,000 people at once playing Final Fantasy XIV via Steam. Now, while that may sound impressive, it's actually, to be specific, 47,542. And you might go, wow, you know what? Asmon streaming probably brought a lot of people to the game. And while, yes, it is undoubtedly has very much to do with that, you might be surprised that the previous peak wasn't like smashed to oblivion by this number or something. It wasn't like there was like a 22,000 and all of a sudden it's 47,000. The previous record was 41,200, and that was just back at the end of June. Yep. So, yes, it is up, but it's not like huge, you know, it doubled its thing or whatever. I don't think anybody's surprised by this, right, Kronos? This is predictable. Like, even people probably just jumping into hang out with Asmon on stream or screw with Asmon stream, a topic we'll get to later, that naturally is going to inflate some numbers initially.
Yeah, I mean, when you got like 100,000 people watching you, a lot of people want to follow you around. So like it doesn't shock me at all that this is thing. And then like you said, this is also like a small sample size. I'm sure like the overall number of people playing just in general also skyrocketed a fair amount. But it's probably not like some crazy amount that like we've never seen. Like I mean, when an expansion drops, like it's pretty crazy. So yeah, not shocked. So and it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, over 200,000 people watching one of his initial kickoff stream, and the numbers have basically been between 90,000 and 180,000 since then too. So people sticking around. You know, Asmon's got a big following anyway, no matter what he plays, but getting a little bit more of a following, at least for a few streams, as he's checking out Final Fantasy XIV. And yeah, I mean, there are sites, Tarkoth, that have reported now. We've mentioned them here. We really didn't go into depth on them because I happen to feel that while directionally accurate, their numbers revolve around a lot of estimation.
Estimation and feel, yeah.
Yeah, estimation and feel, and you know, there's certain metrics that they use, but there are sites that have been reporting for a couple of months now that Final Fantasy XIV has surpassed World of Warcraft, not just like this week, but for the last few months as the biggest MMO on the planet. You know, take it for what you will. We never really reported on it here because the math is a little dubious. While probably correct, I would hesitate to use the exact numbers. So it's all looking rosy for 14 right now, Tark.
Sure it is. And Asmon's not the only person that's, you know, come over.
Not at all.
Quite a few others. Carnage, I know, for one. He's brought over a couple thousand people. So all these eyes are beneficial to this game that we love. And not taking anything away from World of Warcraft and the years of content they've put out, but they're stumbling right now. I know a new patch just came out, but with the consistency that Final Fantasy XIV has, I think people are starting to see that you can depend on this game to release content in a timely fashion. And I hope Endwalker rewards all these people coming over with a great expansion.
Yuna, what do you think? Good point. Well taken.
I think it's great.
I totally cut back to the camera shot just in time to see you doing the voice.
Damn it.
That's awesome.
Hold for 5 seconds then.
That's awesome. Hell no. Yeah, so obviously the recent and yeah, to be fair, there are multiple big streamers. Bellular had, you know, was checking it out prior to Asmon checking it out and talking about it and comparing it to WoW and things like that. What I don't get, and I absolutely hate this. Like, first off, I am like, let's say at best, I am D-list celebrity when it comes to games coverage, okay? You know, I am not A, B, C. I might just barely be D, and a lot of that is probably because of working for MMOBomb.com and how long I've done this.
You're A in my heart, okay? A in my heart.
Aw. Suck up. I'm doubling your pay.
2 times 0 is still 0.
Exactly. But I've always hated like this whole it has to be one or the other. Like, and it doesn't matter if it's WoW versus Final Fantasy XIV. I mean, it could be any game versus any game. Like, if you're a Street Fighter person, then Mortal Kombat says fuck you. And if you're a Mortal Kombat person, then Street Fighter fans say, you know, screw off. Like, I have never got... We are talking about video games. Mm-hmm. We are literally talking about something that is created and meant to be fun. If it ain't fun, play something else. If that becomes fun again, it's okay to go back, Kronos. Like, I don't get it. We're seeing a lot of that right now with, some Final Fantasy XIV gatekeeping going on from albeit a very small minority in the community, and some World of Warcraft people aren't happy that Asmon is playing Final Fantasy because it's a betrayal on their game. Like, I've never gotten that mentality, Kronos. Like, I've never been I love many, many games. I'm going to play what I like, what I feel like playing at that point. Okay. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely used to be that way, like back in the 90s, right? You were like a Super Nintendo or you were like Genesis, like that. You had to pick a side, right?
Oh, well, I mean, that was the console wars. We don't compare. The
but
console wars is totally different.
But I agree, right? Like I'm like, the fighting game analogy kind of hits home too. Like I try everything. I just enjoy the genre in general. And so I like having debates though, right? Like I will talk to people and see like what they like, what they don't like, why something is considered not quite as good as something else. And I like that conversation. But at the end of the day, right? Like if you enjoy it, play it, right? And we shouldn't be trying to keep people out, and we shouldn't be mad that people are going to play other stuff. Like, I mean, I'm taking a break from Final Fantasy. I haven't logged on to Final Fantasy really in a couple weeks now. And it's not like I hate the game because I haven't logged in. It's just I'm playing other stuff, and I'll come back. It's not going to go anywhere, and I still enjoy the hell out of the game. And like these people need to kind of like chill a bit. It's just let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. Like you said, it's a game. It's meant for enjoyment, and if someone gets enjoyment out of something that you might not necessarily like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's literally a game. Like, those are by definition, Tark, supposed to be fun. To be fun.
I just don't get how like one streamer or one individual playing a game on a stream for 200,000 people affects you individually. Like, how? If you don't like it, don't watch him play it. And if you're on your own server...
Yeah, but there might be some people on Cactuar that might have a bit of a different opinion on that one right now because it legitimately has impacted, regular Joe players that might not even watch streamers or be aware of Asmongold and what's going on, all of a sudden having hard times in long queues and stuff like that to get on their game. So, I mean, to that point, yeah, I can... Emotionally, I'm with you. Why does that impact you? Who cares? But I don't think it's fair to say that there's zero impact.
Fair enough.
Just gonna leave it at that. He's like,
leave it at that.
Fair enough. Have any of you checked it out? Like, have any of you had a chance to watch some of his stream or go back and watch some of the videos or anything? I've caught it a couple of times. I've caught it a couple times live. For like an hour here or there type stuff, and I've watched some of the snippet stuff he's put up on his YouTube channel. What's the impression you're getting so far, Kronos?
Well, I think to me it seems like he's genuinely having a good time. Like I thought that the predictions we were talking about before, like I was kind of worried. I didn't know how much he would really enjoy the story, and even though he memes on it a little bit sometimes, but that's fine. I think he's genuinely having fun playing the story, and I worried about that because ARR. It's typically kind of weak in comparison to like the later stuff that he hasn't gotten to yet.
Yeah, it should be noted he's playing Marauder, which was pretty predictable.
Yeah,
so that he can roll into Warrior at level 30.
I did see that he. I think he asked his chat at one point if he could romance Y'shtola.
Yeah.
So like,
no, you're saying it wrong.
You actually said Y'shtola.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
He's had some trouble pronouncing a lot of things. Okay?
Oh, he's doing some of that on purpose. He is.
I'm sure he is.
Oh yeah, I mean, Asmon is there. Whether you like him or not, he is an entertainer, like through and through. He knows the psychology of this stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I do or say on camera that is very theater oriented and psychological entertainment aspect. You could tell, I don't know if he was ever professionally trained or like did theater or was involved or anything like it, but he has definitely learned the ropes of being an entertainer. He's got the gift of gab. He could just sit there and talk with chat without even actually playing the damn game and be fine and be totally fine. And so, yeah, some of you could tell, I think you're right, Tark. You could tell the ones that are intentional because he's got like that little wry smile on his face when he does it. But then the ones that you're just like, yeah, he totally butchered that, and he has no clue that he totally butchered that. I actually love watching when that happens, like watching my son play an older Final Fantasy for the first time, and he rattles off how he reads the name, because like I am sorry, I know correctly it is Tidus, but it always takes me a fraction of a second before I say it to correct myself in my head, because when I was, early 20s and that game came out, that was Tidus. That was Tidus.
Yes.
It happens in Street Fighter too. Like if you go back to the old days, a lot of people still refer like Sagat and Rue.
Yeah.
People still call him that stuff, And it's just sticks with you. I still call him Titus. I'll admit it.
I don't
call him Tidus too.
It's still Tidus for Mart's.
It is
well.
Tidus, but
it is Tidus. Like canonically, it is Tidus. We have heard that confirmed via multiple times, but it doesn't never made sense to me. The whole game's about fucking water. Why is his name not Tidus? Anyway, and we're not here to talk about that. His name is Asmon.
We're here to talk about
Tidus.
Dalamundo.
Exactly. You've been checking out the streams a little bit, Tark. What are your initial impressions?
He's respectful to the content, I guess is the best word I could use. He seems to be paying attention, reading the story. I didn't think he'd read the story. I thought he would, click through, because he cares about the content, the battle, the raids. And he said multiple times he's excited to get to 50. He wants to go through the coils, item level synced, minimum item level, I think at one point he said. So that would be interesting content to see. I would love to see him go through that stuff. He seems to be having a fun time, and I hope he sticks with it. I'm happy for him, and I hope he stays.
Yeah, and he did say one thing in a stream that I thought was interesting that kind of goes with what you're talking about there, Tark, with there's no rush.
Yeah.
Because when he was talking about wanting to get to endgame and stuff, he was like, I think I can get there in about a month. Like he wasn't like, I got to get there in 3 or 4 streams so that we can get to the stuff that I really, why I'm really personally here. I want to check that rating stuff out. But exactly, I mean, he's not even, he's like, I could probably get to endgame in a month. And I was like, you know what? If you're streaming as many hours a day as you do as many days a week, that's going to be a nice clip for you. You're going to be fine. That is somebody that is, trying to experience it and everything. I do like, this is where the Asmon part creeps in, right? Like him or hate him, whatever. We're not talking about your personal, like or dislike for Asmongold here. We're talking about him in conjunction with Final Fantasy XIV. I did like the analogy. Maybe you thought it was inappropriate. I thought it was funny when he was talking about playing WoW, because 9.1 did come out. The new raid came out this past Tuesday, 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. He does want to do that type of stuff with his guild and do the mythic and all that fun stuff. And so he was like talking to his stream, I'm still going to do that. I want to play that stuff. He was like, it's not that I hate WoW. I don't like a lot of the directions that they're going in right now, but I still love the game. I still have a passion for that game. He was like, it's like when you're my age, and I'm quoting Asmon here, or paraphrasing, I should say. It's like when you're my age and you go to the strip joint, right? And you hang out with all the 19-year-old girls. You still go home to your fat wife that you love. And I was like, oh my God, Asmon. Come on.
And that's what you get with him. That's what you get with him.
That is absolutely what you're going to get. What you're going to get. But I thought it was funny. And by the way, kudos to him. A little over 30 grand estimated in subs and donations from just day one. Can you even fathom that, Kronos? Like, I'm going to get on stream and hang out and, oh, cool, I just made 30 G's.
No. if I could do that, I wouldn't have my day job.
Right? I could fathom it. Sounds wonderful.
Just absolutely amazing. And not taking anything away from him. He has spent years cultivating that size of an audience. So we're not like, hey, it's a fluke or anything. No, he's cultivated that audience for quite some time. Now, one thing I do want to talk about here, specific to his stream, though, was obviously there was a lot of griefing and just over excitement with people welcoming him to the server when his character finally got on. He did not know, certain things he could use to make himself a little more anonymous. He did learn some of them, so this eventually got better. But a lot of people on the server, fans of his, wanted to be there and just, hey, I'm on stream. Hi, welcome to the game. Some people were there to grief him and stream snipe him, including one rather notorious one, Tark, who was using the lunar whale mount to basically just impede progress for Asmon over and over and over for hours and hours and hours. Yeah. Square Enix went ahead and issued some bans.
Good.
They jumped in and issued some bans for multiple accounts. You can find this on Reddit. You can find this, if you're adventurous enough, it's on 4chan too. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's, it's there. And Asmon did tweet out, looks like Square Enix is actually banning the clowns who spent literally hours running after me and stream sniping me. Fucking awesome. It's incredible how easy of a problem this is to solve when a company actually cares. Now, I understand that Square Enix is probably watching this whole situation too, right?
Yeah.
They realize they are hip enough to what is going on to realize that this is a big deal and it's a lot of eyeballs on them. And you said right away, Tark, good on them for banning them. And while I don't disagree, I do want to put out there the kind of counter thought that some have had too on this is that, yeah, it was very easy for other people reporting this person to get them banned for a high-profile streamer. What about when I am stream sniped and griefed and X and Y and Z and harassed and multiple reports and nothing is happening? So, yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah, I get that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The rules are in place for a reason. They were broken. Ban them. But I also hear the argument of, is this a little bit of a double standard? 200,000 people watching you get action taken right away. X streamer over here has the same type of thing going on. They've got to deal with it every other day, and multiple reports later, they're still having to deal with it.
I don't know. I've never thought of it in that way. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I ain't cutting away from you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave you right there to flail like the fish out of water you are right now. No, I'm kidding. Well, take a minute. Kronos, what do you think?
I do feel bad for those people, but I've never seen anything to the extent of what people were doing to Asmon, and I think it's just because the sheer number. I think some people though were like legitimately trying to just like run alongside him, and that's fine, right? Like as long as you're not like competing.
Yeah, they were there with one of their favorite streamers. That's cool,
yeah,
right? That's fun.
Yeah, so like, but like I've seen other smaller streamers and they have to deal with stuff too, and it sucks. But like, I've seen people that aren't stream sniping just get banned for casting like Holy and Limsa. So it's like it's not like you can't, like those people get banned a lot. So I don't really think it's much of a double standard. I think that's just how Final Fantasy runs its ship. It's unfortunate though when there is stuff that gets kind of swept under the rug and it happens to other streamers. That sucks. But I totally support at least the banning of the people that are literally just like killing mobs that they don't need to kill so they can like prevent Asmon from like going through a quest or like sitting on a quest marker with giant mounts so you can't see it. Like that stuff's gotta like there's got to be something punished there, and so I agree with that stuff. But
yeah, and they were banned using the exact rules that you would probably think. 3.2 from the user agreement, disruption. You may not in any way disrupt or interfere with the game experience of other players, including the disruption of Square Enix's computers and services. So, yeah, prohibiting a player from being able to do anything pretty much fits the definition to a T.
Yeah, but you can't access an NPC to progress with the main story.
Right.
Yeah, that's disruption. Yeah, you can't move forward.
Just a little bit.
I think the worst was the mobs. I think the mobs was the worst thing actually, because you can at least you can at least like hide everybody's name and like push the the NPC's names to like the front so you can click on it, even if it's like
Change
surrounded.
your
I do that.
targeting. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that during expansions because, like, you get to a quest where everybody's at it.
Yep.
But like, killing
Hashtag
level
Robbon.
right, killing level 3 mobs, because those opening quests for your classes, you got to kill 3 of this, kill 3 of that, and like he can't find any. Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Or
Like that
sheep.
kind of
Or
sucks.
sheep.
Yeah. So
And your hunting log. Remember those things?
I
Yeah.
love the hunting log.
Remember? I do miss those. I do miss the
Well,
hunting
it's
log.
still around. It's just a different form. They're clan hunts.
I guess. They're not nearly as fun for me. What else we got on Asmon's thing here? Oh yeah. So this was this was fun. Obviously a lot of back and forth, we've mentioned some people, attempting to gatekeep and stuff like that. And yeah. Well, somebody did take to Twitter, express their opinion, said, I want to make something very clear. Asmon's kind of hatred and rudeness is not welcome in Final Fantasy XIV. It's the responsibility of every decent player to overwhelmingly report every single incident of it and make sure he's run off quickly. Do not give him or his fanboys room. And you know what? That's someone's opinion that they're certainly entitled to. I'm not going to sit there and bash their opinion, however wrong I may personally think it is. And we will get to our opinions on the overall Asmon streaming for Final Fantasy in just a moment. So we'll express ours there. Hold off on that thought. The reason I bring this up is not because of the tweet itself, but because of a particular reply that got sent to it. Somebody said that guy is an asshole. On its surface, yeah. On its surface, probably not newsworthy. That tweet is now gone. Because that tweet came from Adam Haliski. And if you don't know Adam is the lead project manager of data at Blizzard Entertainment. That other game that Asmon does an awful lot of streaming for, has built his audience on, and has been somewhat critical of lately. And, that's fine, right? You can be critical of something and still love it.
Yep.
That's another thing that I just don't get with the internets these days. I can be critical of 14 and still absolutely love it. Kind of a bad look, I think.
Blue check mark at all.
Blue check mark at all. Can we just say how ironic it is that the profile picture is the Picard facepalm?
It is pretty freaking awesome.
Can we just point out the irony there of just, shit.
Facepalming yourself, dude.
Yeah. And look, I totally get it. Blizzard employees absolutely have an absolute right to form their own opinion about any content creator, YouTube creator, streamer, or whatever. And that's fine. Like, you don't have to like Asmon and work for Blizzard. It's fine. You could think he's totally an asshole. You could, given your job, it's almost understandable that you might feel a little defensive, a little, I don't like things that this guy is saying. I don't agree with them. He doesn't work here. He doesn't know these things. He doesn't know why we're doing certain things. He's never bothered to ask. Like, I get why you might have those types of feelings. Whether you should or not, I don't know. I don't work there with you, but I understand that. You can't say it on Twitter. You just can't say it on Twitter, Kronos. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a mistake. I mean, like, even if you have this opinion, yeah, you just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Does he still have a job? Do we know that? Do we know if he still has a job?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know it has been said specifically he doesn't want him fired or anything, and that he wasn't surprised. But like, yeah.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't care. He can call me an asshole. That's fine. I think Asmon's exact response, I have it here, is people keep linking pics of Blizz employees talking shit about me. I don't care. I talk shit about them all the time, LOL. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. I don't need people harassing them to defend my honor. Which, again, like him or not, is a classy reply. It's a to not only just say, hey, leave them alone, but to acknowledge, well, yeah, I mean, I talk shit on them all the time. Why wouldn't they talk shit on me, Tark?
I will say, Asmon is very aware of what he is and what he brings. So he can be very self-deprecating, and I appreciate that. My whole issue is that he took that tweet down and he adjusted his little profile as that my opinions are my own. No, you have that blue check mark, and Asmon's even said this. You have that blue check mark because you're part of Blizzard. You representing that company. What you say with that blue check mark represents the company you're working for. It's very unacceptable. I hope he gets disciplined. That's just totally not right.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, I don't know. You think you'd be just a little more aware and go, I fucking hate that guy. All right, back to work. You know, I mean, just, I don't know. I don't know.
Open mouth, insert foot.
I get emotional responses, right? We've all done it. We've all said or done something stupid in the heat of the moment and whatever. But this was like so... This was somebody tweeting, talking to the Final Fantasy XIV community, not talking to Blizz, not talking to WoW players, just talking to the Final Fantasy, and a Blizzard employee chimes in on it. It's just a very, very weird time to chime in on it. But I think we got to get down to it, gentlemen. Obviously, we all agree more eyeballs on any product you love is always a good thing. Some of those eyeballs may belong to assholes. Some of those eyeballs may belong to really good people. Most of those eyeballs are going to belong to people that you'll never talk to or interact with in any way, in any form, in your entire life. So, after X days of this, has and will the Asmon streams be a net gain, a net positive for Final Fantasy? Or, like some have expressed on Twitter, does it introduce a toxic element or a negative element to the game, Kronos?
I mean, all right. So I'm gonna start with the last part you said because a lot of the toxicity stuff that I'm seeing from this isn't even from Asmon's people. It's from like the 14 people trying to like prevent him from playing the game. And I know that's like a small part of the community, and like that doesn't represent the whole. But like those people that are complaining are actually probably doing worse stuff than like just let him play the game. And I think it's been great. Like I legitimately think he's enjoying himself. I think his streams are very entertaining to watch. I'm glad he's playing a game that I play that and I think he's given it a fair shot and he's critiquing it where he thinks it could be better and he's enjoying the things that he's saying what's great about it. I think it's awesome. No matter what you think, there's already bad eggs everywhere. He's not bringing any more than we already have, in my opinion. I mean, you can think what you want about, like, I guess his followers or whatever, but I think most of them aren't even playing the game anyways. So I, I think it's been great. I hope that he continues to play. And like Tark said like earlier, I hope that he carries it into Endwalker. I'd like to see him play the expansion when it comes out. I think that'd be pretty sick. So I'm enjoying it.
So you're kind of feeling along the same lines as before this all started, that it's a net positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a net positive. Yeah, I think it's been a boost. I think streamers not named Asmongold are also getting boosted just from him being in that Twitch realm of 14.
Yeah, the same category. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tark.
Yeah, same thought process as Kronos. I start with all the bad eggs are already here. Like we're the ones that are causing the most fuss and all of the big ickiness. To think that our community is all sunshine and rainbows and there's no bad toxic stuff is naive. We have that stuff too. So I don't think he's bringing anything necessarily bad with him. Again, I've watched some of his streams. I see nothing but, memery. He's really having fun with the game. I think he's being overall positive with what he's playing. He's having fun. I feel this is a net gain for Final Fantasy.
So I'm going to liken it this way, right? Let's compare it to music for me. Okay.
Okay.
I am not, and this may get some thumbs down. It is what it is. I am not a fan of the Beatles. I'm just not a Beatles guy. I don't particularly enjoy any of their music. But I don't have to like Beatles music to recognize the impact they have had on music, the net good that they have brought to rock and music in general, but rock more specifically, right? I don't have to like the artist to appreciate the art the other way either. I am not personally very invested in Asmongold as a person. I find him mildly entertaining at moments, hysterical at other moments, and you know what? He's just not somebody I generally go watch. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I don't want to watch a lot of World of Warcraft content, and that has been his bread and butter wheelhouse for years. So it's not a personality thing more than it is he's been making content that doesn't interest me. It's not what I watch. I don't have to like Asmon to appreciate that bringing more eyeballs to the game is a net good thing, right? And there's millions of Final Fantasy XIV players. Some of them are assholes. There's hundreds of thousands of Asmongold fans. Some of them are going to be assholes too. And it's not going to matter what game they're in. I don't think over the long term, the assholes might be louder for a little while. But I think even if you give them that over the long term, there's going to be everybody else that checks out a game that they might not have checked out because they were in the World of Warcraft tribal camp and Asmon broke them out of it a little bit because they watched some streams and checked out something different. There's going to be the people that stop playing 14 and just go back to WoW or back and forth. Can we please stop using the term WoW refugees, by the way? Good Lord.
Yeah.
It's been like a few years now. I feel like they've been
I know it's been a thing for years. I hate that term. Or if you go back to WoW, Final Fantasy XIV refugee. No, I'm not a refugee of anything. For God's sake.
You're not under oppression. It's a damn video game.
Yeah, least of all a video. Anyway, I digress. I think the streams have been entertaining. I do think he's enjoying the game. I think overall it'll be a net good. Do I think there might be some assholes that are a little louder for a while? Probably. They're getting a little bit of attention right now. We just talked about them, doing stupid things, getting banned, do stupid things, win stupid prizes. But all in all, I think it'll be a net good. I think it'll bring some people to the game who probably weren't ever going to play it before. And maybe they'll stick with it. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be part of your free company. Who knows? Who knows? Just a quick reminder, the 14-hour broadcast is tomorrow. Starts tomorrow. That, of course, does start with the live letter. After the introduction. So like half an hour after it starts with the live letter. We did go through everything that was on that on the previous show, but I did want to point out that they have added more details now to the 14-hour broadcast challenge, the How Do You Like Heidelin section. That's going to be all focused on the community teams in Japan, North America, and Europe, working together to learn all the blue mage spells. Whether you're a new blue mage or an experienced one, if you want to take part in that, the details are up on the site now on the Lodestone, so you can get that information. They want to get as many blue mages to help. And if they are able to meet that goal of learning them all, the Inferno Jacket in-game item will be added to the rewards of the next Moogle Treasure Trove event. I'm just going to say that jacket looks pretty dope, actually.
It looks sick. Yeah,
it does look awesome.
That was amazing.
I want that jacket in real life.
I do too.
I want that jacket in leather in real life.
I don't care for the SE store, but if that was on there, I'll jump on that.
Did any of you pre-order watches, by the way?
I did not. I don't plan on getting
Tark,
one,
I know you were thinking about it with me.
I completely forgot about it. Is it still up?
I don't know. I got the email a couple of weeks ago. Oh well. You missed out. You missed
I
out,
missed
I guess. In other things, Square Enix, Final Fantasy XI. Oh my God, it's gonna turn 20 in May of next year.
How old do you feel now?
20 years older than Final Fantasy XI. Yes, it is going to turn 20 next May. It just had its 19th birthday a couple of months ago. Now we're bringing up the 20th one like 9 months ahead of time. Why? Because there's a special site already up for the celebration. They have a bunch of things planned. They're getting new battlegrounds or battlefield or whatever, too, in their next update. So if you haven't checked this out, it's definitely worth checking out if you are a Final Fantasy XI head like myself. Like I have good and now bad memories about it, too. But absolutely amazing website. Amazing website if you are a fan. There's not a lot on it. Like, there's a little update on We Are Vana'diel and why they went with that slogan. Then there's the We Remember Vana'diel section, the We Illustrate Vana'diel, and the We Discuss Vana'diel segments. The We Discuss segment is an interview with Tanaka-san, but only the first part is up right now. We'll come to that in a second. We Illustrate is just amazing art, by the way. Amazing art. Just if you want to flip through some beautiful art, go ahead. We Remember Vana'diel is such a cool website feature. I loved this. So here's the deal. You can actually click on and sort a whole timeline for the game from before it released all the way up to current day and look at it from the developer's standpoint, the events in-game standpoint, the player's standpoint. You could look at them all together. Then there's behind-the-scenes commentary in certain segments of this. Like it starts off with Final Fantasy XI being announced at the Square Millennium event in January 29 of 2000. And then the PlayStation 2 launch is in there, itself, the PlayStation 2 system, and all the way up through. It is fascinating to go through that and to look at some of the behind-the-scenes commentary, particularly as a player. Now, Tark, you weren't all that invested in 11. Did you find any of this interesting just from a Final Fantasy fan standpoint?
Not really. No.
No. It wasn't enough for you?
If this leads to something new for 11 to come through, that might be something that's cool. But I got to level 7 as a white mage and then I was done. Hooked me at that point.
Yeah, I asked because I was kind of wondering, like, I thought this was really great, but I looked at that section, I was like, I think that section, even people that didn't like, just Final Fantasy fans would be like, that's really interesting watching the whole timeline. Yeah, sure, maybe you skip a bunch of in-game events because you really didn't care about that stuff, but like looking at development and production and things like that, I thought maybe there'd be a little more interest there. So was it just like art for you and then you were gone? You left the site?
Yeah, I looked at all the art. It's beautiful. The game art is amazing. Has been for Final Fantasy for years and years and years. So, that's about it for me for the website.
Cronus, I'm almost afraid to ask you. I mean, you were, I'm almost afraid. What do you think?
I mean, he made it to level 7. I don't even know if I made it to level 2. But no, the art is cool. I think I kind of echo like kind of what Tark's saying. It's not like the nostalgia for me like it is for you, and that's great. Like that you enjoy.
You guys are terrible people.
I'm sorry. But I will say the timeline thing is really interesting. If they did that for like 14 or something that I feel like I kind of lived through, I feel like it'd be really cool to like just go through each part.
Yeah, I think as a concept alone, independent of it being Final Fantasy XI, I thought that was very, very cool. Very cool. The interview, again, very, very good. Like, it is interesting to read the interview, I think, even from a Final Fantasy XIV perspective. Because we are talking to Hiromichi Tanaka, who famously was working on 14 at one point. So it is really interesting, I think, from that standpoint. And then having a lot of the Final Fantasy love that 11 that I do, some of the things were just very, very interesting. They did talk about for months making their employees before they started development play EverQuest. Just sit there and play EverQuest. That was their job for months, was to sit there and play EverQuest before they did this. And when they conceptualized everything, the developers were panicking, Tark, because they were like, we've got to get this to work on the PS2. How the hell are we going to get this to work on the PS2? Now looking back, it only works on the PS2. The whole game is powered by PS2 dev kits, which are a, limited supply item at this point.
Yeah, when they run out and the game just shuts down, we'll all just laugh.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was an interview a few years back, probably related to the whole mobile thing, which eventually was canceled. We talked about it on the show. That they asked them about creating new stuff, and they said, "Well, the problem isn't so much that we can't create new stuff. It's like we can't really do cutscenes." And they were like, "Wait, what?" They were like, "Well, yeah. So the thing is, the cutscene engine that we use, there's basically nobody left that knows how to use that anymore."
That's hilarious.
So yeah, Mart's a fan of the way 11 told stories. I am as well. If you are an 11 fan, you can lose yourself in this site. It is very interesting. Very interesting. Moving on from 11, though, if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, Square Enix is going to be putting up for sale the Kingdom Hearts Ultimania. Now, I have all my Final Fantasy Ultimanias back here right now. This has previously been a Japan only, and there's a lot of books that are, Japan only. We never see here in the States. This one we're going to see in the States. You'll be able to pre-order it at some point. Kingdom Hearts Ultimania, the story before Kingdom Hearts 3, over 250 pages of lore-filled goodness. Lore-filled goodness. Now, I love the Ultimania books. I'm not personally invested enough in Kingdom Hearts, though. To be excited about this one, Tark, but I feel like I have to buy it, right? Otherwise, if this doesn't do well, there is no incentive to bring all that other stuff we want them to bring over to the United States. So there are times where I'm like, damn it, I'm only going to buy this so that it actually has a sale underneath of it. And that's how I feel about this one personally. Maybe you guys feel differently. Maybe you're into Kingdom Hearts more than I am to want to understand the lore. I'm just like, yeah, I don't understand it. I'm done. I don't want to read more about what I don't understand, Tark.
I'm just hoping that maybe this helps me understand the whiteboard of doom and crossing strings that goes on with this game. I want to support it. I've only
Are you
played
gonna
the
buy
first
it?
game. I think I am. It'd be nice to have. And then when I actually get into 2 and 3 and all the side projects, maybe I'll understand it a little bit better.
I think the art is enough for me to be interested in buying it, though, because the art in the Ultimania series is just fantastic, and I do like some of the art in Kingdom Hearts. Kronos, you're just sitting there with this shit-eating grin on your mouth.
No one understands Kingdom Hearts lore. The people that write the book don't even understand it.
The director doesn't even understand it. He just puts it out there and says, "Here."
Yuna doesn't understand it.
Yeah, definitely not.
She's got a
Yuna
looks
confused. At all.
Look, Yuna looks confused. Like somebody was talking to Yuna about Kingdom Hearts here.
I'm not buying this, and I've bought all the Kingdom Hearts. I'm tired of Kingdom Hearts, man. I think that's probably what it is.
Damn.
It sucks that because what you're saying is kind of accurate. It's if they see low sales, they're not going to release other stuff. Yeah. But release stuff that people want.
Yeah.
I think this one will do well.
I think it'll be fine. I think it will sell. I just wish I'd rather have games that we don't get come over here as opposed to Ultimania books. I think the books are cool, and I think there's a few we have. Did we ever get the 7 remake one? I don't think we have, but I'd be interested in that one. But not Kingdom Hearts.
Absolutely.
Dragon Quest Builders 2 added to the Xbox Game Pass cloud, so you can that actually got added today to the cloud portion if you want to play that. Did either of you guys ever play that? I played the first one. I didn't play the second one.
I haven't played either one.
Me neither.
Yeah, I wasn't all that thrilled with the first one. It was fine. I had fun, but once I realized that it was you go through all of this, process to be able to build certain things. You build certain things, fight a boss, and then basically reset, and you do it slightly different fashion. I was like, oh yeah, I'm out. No, it wasn't captivating enough or interesting enough to really want to beat each level. I know they weren't levels, but I've heard that the second one is better. Maybe I'll check it out because it's on Game Pass. I don't know, but I do know one thing on the Dragon Quest front. I will absolutely buy me one of these.
All you, bro.
A Dragon Quest slime ice pack. An ice pack. What a weird fucking product. A Dragon Quest slime ice pack.
I mean, they're really cute.
No doubt. Yeah. They are available or will be available for, or you can right now pre-order them on the Square Enix store. So we've got the regular blue slime. We have a couple different colored slimes. Then we've got, if you thought this one was cute, if you thought this guy was cute, we got the king slime also. I don't know, like, what merchandiser, what happened to that meeting where, like, hey, those slime guys? They kind of look like those freezy ice packs you put in your refrigerator, you throw in a lunchbox or whatever. And everybody was like, how have we not made those yet?
Sold.
I don't know. I mean, I don't pack a lunch anymore, so maybe if I packed a lunch, I'd get it. But talk about weird merchandising. I mean, they are cute. They are cute. I'll give them that. All right, gentlemen, let's go do Love It or Leave It. I asked you for your initial opinions on this in the show already, but now I'm going to make you black or white decision on this one. Love It or Leave It is the segment at the end of every show where I give the panel an item, a press release, a game, a feature, anything I want from Square Enix. It could be just loosely related because it's my show and I'll do whatever I damn well please. Thank you. And I ask you, do you love it, you want more of it, or leave it, never see it again? I think there's probably going to be a split on the panel here if I'm making a prediction. Targoth, we're going to start with you. Love it or leave it, the Kingdom Hearts Ultimania.
Love it. I think I'm going to buy it. I'd like to have a little bit better understanding of that whole world and lore.
Yeah, this book ain't going to help.
Yeah, even though it's as complex as it is. I want to see more of these books come to the West, though.
So you're willing to shell out your 40, 50 bones to show your support?
Yep.
All right.
Give me the 7 remake one, though, too, please.
Yes, Kronos, please. Love it or leave it?
Yeah, I'm going to leave it. Kingdom Hearts lore can die in a fire. It's terrible. It's convoluted. It doesn't make sense. If this was just like an art book, I think that'd be cool. But
have you guys ever flipped through the Ultimanias? Like,
they do. Yeah.
They generally are. Like, they're 70% art, and then there's like a synopsis of the game that they're talking about, and some of the development stuff, and maybe if there's an interview with somebody they can throw in there. Like, don't expect Tark, I don't think, to be like sifting through lore. This is kind of like breaking down the individual games.
Sure.
And not, unlikely to be like shedding new light on anything.
It's almost like an encyclopedia for Kingdom Hearts.
Exactly. So we're already split. We already split. Prediction true. This one's tough for me. I want to support this stuff. I want to support all of Square Enix's products coming to a global audience, not just the United States here, but to a global audience. Unfortunately, I'm just not invested in Kingdom Hearts enough. I have played all the 1, 2, and 3 mainline, and I've even played a couple of the offshoots for handhelds and things like that. Not all of them. But they are just like a one-time playthrough for me, and then I'm done. I'm not invested enough to want the book. I will probably buy it for art and to support Square bringing things here. But as a concept, for me personally, if I'm rating this fairly, I would probably say leave it. It's just not for me. It's not in my wheelhouse. But I'm going to shell out some money just to kind of push the train for the other stuff that I do want that'll never end up released here anyway, because it's the stuff that I want.
I feel like that's the life of a Square Enix fan. It's like, I really hate that, but I'm going to spend money on it.
Yeah, I hate that. So we talked about Pixels. Which, by the way, that's almost upon us. A couple of weeks, you'll be able to get the first 3. You can pre-purchase them right now. No stream from Faye after the show today. I gave all the streamers the option if they were doing stuff with family this week or traveling or, whatever for 4th of July. So Faye's taking today off. She'll be back next Thursday. So look forward. I have my stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Saturday we'll be doing Gaming Gumbo, Torchwick, and Tarkoth will have their streams as well. So pretty much normal week from here on out, with the exception of Liminality Carb being off this Saturday. And actually for the next 3 weeks, Liminality will be off. He had prior engagement. So, but just check it out. Follow us on Twitter. We'll give you the schedule. We'll be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, with another episode of The Relic Grind. Until then, Kronos, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, same as always, Twitter. I've been streaming Guilty Gear, so my twitch.tv/RVA-Kronos. I might stream tonight, actually, and play some ranked. So might catch me on there.
Nice. Tark?
Well, now that I'm not sick or getting better from being sick, on Twitter and on Twitch at Tarkoth Gaming. I'll also hear Saturday, Sunday nights for Radio Check Radio.
You can find Yuna right here. Right here. I'm Mike Byrne. You can follow me right there at Magic Man 1, but more importantly, follow at RC Radio, RAIDEO on Twitter, so that you know every time we're going live with a podcast, a stream, or anything else. If you just want to come and hang out with us, we would appreciate it. Until next time, gang, stay safe. We'll see you on the server.